What you saying about the Michael Jackson documentary? I said if you could watch that documentary and not take action in your life and not feel motivated towards something, you just was made to be a bum, bro. Yo, they go into depth like how Michael Jackson was really powerful with like manifesting and like his vision and his determination and some of the struggles that you would never know he experienced, because we always see the finalized product of the legendary legacy, the guy who would make people faint just by touching their shoulder and walking and coming out stage or something. The name of the documentary, I think it's Thriller. I think it's called Thriller. Thriller 40 year on the anniversary. It's on Paramount Plus. That's the corny part about it. It's on Paramount Plus, bro. Tom, was there a time you tied your self-worth with your productivity, and do you think it's bad? I think you should tie your self-worth to your productivity, because you should feel a sense of accomplishment from how you live your life. I think that's just common sense. You know, if I feel like I'm not living my life the way I want to live it, I wouldn't feel very highly of myself. Just because I'm an ambitious person, I got a lot of goals. I got a vision for myself and what I want to achieve. So I get guilty when I'm not grounded in a certain kind of way. Literally, like I will talk to myself, bro. Like it's like a voice on my shoulder, bro. Like, what the hell is you doing? Big SOB, man. She asked who you are. I'm saying before government. But bro, new age spirituality is trying to avoid the fact that there's sin or even higher power at all. This shit is devil's work. I mean, you got to realize, like, not every religion subscribes to the idea of sin. You know, a lot of religions have similar concepts. A lot of them don't. A lot of people choose to worship and believe different things. I made a whole video on modern spirituality, and I talked about that. Like, it's very weird. It's very, very weird and very driven by some deeply malicious agendas, bro. Some deeply, like, weird agendas. So I'm by no means a fan of modern spirituality myself. But just assuming that somebody has to believe what you believe, come on, bro. Spirituality is most about self-reflection, right? There's spirituality in every religion. There's not a single religion on this planet that doesn't have spirituality within it. In fact, if you are not spiritual but you are only religious, you are a robot. You only follow traditions and customs and rules. Like, there's no individual connection between you and your creator until you have any spirituality. You know, is it on your channel? Yeah, it's one of my older videos. And I said something like New Age spirituality is a scam, or is New Age spirituality is lying, or because I basically was talking about the content creators who will be like, oh yeah, you know, watch my video. This is 3 signs that God wants you to blah blah blah, and you know, you start buying into it, and then next thing you know, they go, you need to have these 5 crystals. You need carbon kryptonite, and you need glycinate magistry, you know what I'm saying, and order them in my link in bio right now, and you'll start manifesting 10 times faster. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get kind of crazy, chat. They really do. 1,000% I benefit off intrinsic rewards and my productivity. You got to be internally motivated and internally driven, bro. Because if you are externally driven, you are fucked up. You gonna fuck yourself over in the future. People's opinion change like this. People's standards are low. I'm telling you, Chad, you know how that Napoleon movie is in theaters? I walked out of that movie. I literally walked out. Like, I didn't finish it because before I even went into it, I had seen Robert Greene's video on Napoleon, right? And then people in the comments were like, oh, you know, watch out for that movie. They were talking about, like, the director is biased. Like, he's biased. You know, people were already criticizing him for not really caring about historical accuracy or anything like that. And then I go to the movie, right? This is the scene I left on. If you didn't see it yet, you shouldn't watch it. This is the scene I left on. The fucking emperor of one of the most dominant generals and self-made emperors of history, Napoleon Bonaparte. He was like, his record in war was like 50-0, like on some Floyd Mayweather shit. This nigga was a demon, right? This top general, goon, king, emperor, self-made man was in the fucking movie crying about a bitch, bro. I left on that scene. I said, no way this is real, bro. No way this is real, bro. And I played myself because he actually did get his heart broken by the bitch, bro. That was true. But after that, When he threatened to leave her, she never cheated again, and he fucked every bitch he want. Yo, they read his letters. The nigga wrote to her. Tell me if this sound familiar, chat. J's FX, I appreciate the T1 sub, and I see your DM. We could do Discord calls tonight. The nigga wrote in the letter, chat. J's FX with the gifted sub. He wrote, my mistress relationships are of no emotional claim or of no emotional interest. Basically, the 1800s way of saying, I ain't got no feelings for these hoes. You my wife. I just fucked them bitches. This is what he wrote back in 96 or whatever, 18. You know, he wrote that in one of his letters, bro. And when you really do your research on him, right? Some of the shit he wrote in these letters and like how he thought and how he viewed the world, bro. It's just crazy because everything he said came true. When he was just in the army or the military, he came in on a scholarship or something like that. And he was working his way up the ranks and he started to win a couple battles to prove himself. He was like, listen, they ain't seen shit yet. I look around me and I see that people have forgotten what greatness truly is. This is literally what he wrote. I'm paraphrasing to try to remember it. He said, I look around me and people have truly forgotten what greatness means and what greatness truly is. It is up to me to show them. He said, I am a victim of history. His wife wrote, why do you keep going to war? Like, why do you keep fighting? Why do you keep going to wars and shit? He wrote her back, I am a victim of history. I have no other option. Like, dog, like this right here, bro. He went from a foreign boy on an island to one of the emperors of a lot of territory in Europe, bro. You know, overthrow the government in France and everything, bro. It's crazy when you do your research on him, bro. And how he thought, how he moved, and how he worked through it. All types of shit, bro. He made his brothers and sisters, who are also from the same farm as him, he made his brothers and sisters kings and queens of different territories, bro. He made his brother the king of Spain, and his sister like the queen of some territory, but she had to marry some guy, obviously. But it's just crazy, bro. Are his letters published like in a book? They might be in a book, but what I watched was a PBS documentary, and it was from like the early 2000s, or maybe it was made in the 90s, but it was relatively old, and it's on YouTube. It's a 4-part series. They're like 45 minutes each, I think. The documentary, there's like 4 episodes, and that's what people said instead of watching that movie that's in theaters right now. Prussia, right there. I think it's also Prussia too. We talking about Napoleon Bonaparte because it's a movie in the theaters right now, but it's not. It's a biased. The narrative is very biased. You know, modern woke agenda, all that other bullshit. So, you know, you got to do your research. You got to do your homework. Find ways to get good sources of information. You know what I'm saying, chat? How the fuck does one nigga get that much power coming from nothing? I'm telling you, dig into the story, bro. He literally went from just a random kid in the military. He won smaller battles, and as he kept winning battles, he was known to be like undefeated. Like literally, he wasn't losing. He literally was not losing none of his wars, none of his battles. He was not losing, bro. And eventually, this gave him a really strong reputation. Like, people started to look up to him like, yo. And at the same time, France's government was being overthrown. So people were like, yo, who's going to lead? Who do we trust to lead? Who's competent? You know, who do we believe in? He said, I'm your guy. And that's how that happened, you know what I mean? He shows the one you watched on YouTube real quick. And Chad, it's good to watch shit like this. Just like that that Michael Jackson documentary I just told y'all about, because in a world full of bots meaning people who think alike, mediocrity, settlers, this is the documentary. Napoleon PBS documentary, just like I said. It's a 4-part series. You need to find ways to like your brain. You as a human being, bro. You're like a mixing pot. Like you're like a bowl of ingredients, bro. If nothing I'm watching, reading, listening to, or people I'm hanging around ain't putting no ingredients in my bowl that I want, why the fuck are you around me, bro? Period. You have any advice on getting a scholarship? my thoughts and my process in high school was, you know, I knew people that were applying. They were sending a lot of applications to apply scholarships. You really have to be self-driven, bro, in anything in life. And I found this out early in high school, bro, and it changed my life. You have to be self-driven and self-directed. So when I say advice getting a scholarship, you can't just sit around and just ask people. You need to be looking up single mother, parent, household scholarships. You need to be talking to people. I guarantee myself my scholarships because I got a high SAT score. I was taking AP prep classes, you know, so it looked like my resume was starting to get stronger. Even though I'll tell you, my first 2 years of high school was bad. I was getting into fights. I was worried about messing with a lot of different women, so my grades wasn't the strongest, bro. And I had a lot of like stuff going on. I had a couple suspensions, just dumb shit on my record. I almost caught a case. Keep telling you this. And then the last 2 years, I turned my shit around. So I knew I had to make an impact on the people of the university. And I did that by going to college fairs. They be having like college fairs, like they'll have a job fair, and it'll be 100 businesses that's looking for people to potentially hire. So you have to go to those places, have your resume printed out, your SAT score printed out, and that's what I did. I printed out my transcript, printed out my SAT scores, multiple copies, and I went up to them with a strong story. And guess what? It ended up working out. I preferred that because I knew I was a better communicator than I was a better writer. Like I used to say I hated writing. Like I used to hate writing, but I knew by then, like I was probably 17. I knew by then I had a mouthpiece. I knew it. Like I just knew I was influential. I knew I could talk to a person and make a connection. And I knew this by now. Like I had seen enough for myself. I had done enough in life where I was like, okay. And I knew that I used that to my advantage, and it worked out. So I had to meet those people in real life. I couldn't just send an email or apply to scholarships online. Even though that works for a lot of people, I knew my strengths. The Better in the Movie with Five Over story was just a bunch of moments, nothing really connecting. Wait for it on streaming. Oh, all right. No, I left on the scene where he came back and she didn't, and she wasn't home, and she had to come in. Her bags were out in the rain. She was banging on the door crying. I left right there. I always studied for the SAT and truly tried hard, but I always didn't perform well for some reason. PPPPP, man. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. So you didn't prepare as much as you thought you should have or could have, or as well as you thought you did. And you probably didn't test yourself well. The thing about it, chat, I'm telling you, watch that Michael Jackson documentary. You need to, notice that one thing that has always helped me in life, I have a standard of excellence that is just normal to me. Period. Like in anything I've ever tried to do past, I want to say the age of 15, 16, like when I started to find myself and started to take life seriously, I always had like a standard of like excellence I wanted to do things at. So this is important because you doing that SAT, right? But what's your reference? Like, do you know what a high score is? Do you know what the tests look like? Did you use, excuse me, Cendrix, I appreciate the T1 sub. And what I mean by do you know what a high score is? Obviously, you know a high score is like 1,600 or 1,500 or something like that, right? But what I mean by that is, like, did you do your research? Like, do you know what the tests look like? Do you know what people who've gotten high scores look like? What their knowledge is like? Like, what classes do they take or have they taken? How they have prepared? You know what I'm saying? Did you print out tests and time yourself for section by section? Like, I remember how people prepare for the SAT. People have SAT programs. I found a free one that was at Temple University. I spent the summer doing that. What's it called? Like, bro, my standard of excellence always makes me do research, and I always do my homework. Even if, I'm telling you, Chaz, anything, bro. Even if I'm playing a game, I always look at the pros. I never watch average players. I always watch pros because if I'm gonna lean my behavior towards anybody, I want to watch them. And then in turn, you look up. I play Apex for like a week and I'm already in diamond. You know what I'm saying? Like my first time playing it, I got like to diamond like this because I just recognized and learned and picked up from the other players. And even in instruments, I'm trying different instruments and playing really well. Why? Because I'm looking at some of the best niggas to ever touch the guitar ever. So if I'm leaning towards that standard, I'm at least be closer to that than whatever mid is. You know what I'm saying? So and it's funny because looking at that Michael Jackson documentary, he had the same kind of joint, bro, where anytime he made a music video, people would always be like, yo, his music videos was crazy. His dance moves was crazy. Well, it's because his inspirations and what he was studying was the best of the best. He was studying the best of the best. So you look at what went into his work. It's like his standard was just excellence. That was normal to him. It's who he watched, what he reviewed, what he practiced and rehearsed, and it's what he executed. Period. There's just no other way around it, bro. You'll outgrow your city, your friends, your family real fast if you really try and move some direction or somewhere in life. Kick the cup twin. I appreciate the big 10 months, man.
10.
What's the soda can giveaway? Come on, come on. Soda can, real tall, all the way, man. All the way, man. All the way, man. It's a good idea to join the debate club. I mean, you can make your argumentation better. It's up to you, bro. If you interested, one thing I learned in life chat, follow your interests, bro. When you got a random interest, bro, just follow that shit and see where it take you, bro. Let that shit take you over, bro. You see where it goes, bro. I swear to God. Something interests you, just shoot at it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I always wanted to try playing the piano. I don't know, but I never started. You wasting too much time, bro. What is the difference of true self-confidence and being delusional? Confidence just means I trust myself. Like I believe, I trust myself. So I might believe in myself. Delusional, it might be wrapped up in the narrative that someone might put up. I think if somebody's delusional, they're probably delusional about a result. I can be confident about my ability to get it done. I could be confident in my ability to stand strong, stand firm, take whatever come my way. I don't know, to be honest. Because are you this is the thing. Can anybody call you delusional if you end up proving yourself right? You literally might be delusional until proven right. So it's not really, you mean? One thing about visionaries is it kind of starts with some delusion. It kind of starts with imagination. Kind of seeing a bigger picture and then working that shit out and figuring and how you going to do it and getting it done. So I don't really look at delusional as a bad word. I would say more so like arrogance or some a sort of narcissism is like a bad word, because truly great people realize the role of a team, a strong team, powerful, influential people, mentors, relationships, all types of stuff. Nobody ever really thinks. Like I would describe my success as self-made, but it really took a village of information and great information. Information and great relationships that have given me information to help me become who I am. But at the end of the day, it's all up to my choices. Just like everybody else, it's all up to your choices. So I'll wrap it down to that. But then what if it's just self-fulfilling prophecy? Like I'm delusional that my girl going to cheat and it ends up happening. Why you decide to make this negative? I'm thinking we talking about hustling or something. I'm thinking we talking about grinding and bossing up and like this nigga talking about his girl cheating. Like you might be just fearful. That's based on fear. That's delusion based on fear. That's like, that's worrying, and you don't trust your girl. Trust is not like you just took that way off the cliff, bro. I don't even know what you just, whoa. It's a delusional person doesn't put the work in. You can wrap it up like that. How can you get to the level of the best in high performance sports? Study, learn movements. What really helps. I'm not in a high performance sport, but again, this was said by a college football coach. I believe Nick Saban. I used to love following Nick Saban and like listening to him talk and his mindset. Because if you know how he thinks and how he treated the team of Alabama, the college, and they were like the number one team for a really long time, Nick Saban he's one of them ones, bro. But one thing that he said, or I forget, it was another coach maybe. They said 90% of the development of the player is in the player's hands. I could be the best coach ever. This could be a really strong program. But if that player goes home and then falls off, slacks, goes to clubs, wastes time, bullshit, all the progress and all the help goes out the window. Meanwhile, if they go home, take what I taught them and take that shit to the next level, perfect it, come back hungrier for more, and push themselves, I'm telling you, bro, And that's the thing about life, chat. You really you gotta look at it as like 110% of your results is based on you. I don't even want to say 90%. I damn near blame me for everything, even if when it's something that's not my fault, because I like maintaining the control over my fate. I don't give my fate to like random shit like, oh, this person pissed me off this day, so I couldn't, you know, or no, they made me mad, so I couldn't even focus on that, or you know, man, I'm just so unlucky. I'm telling you, one thing about me, I recognize a pattern quick, and I see where that shit going. So one thing I recognize is that people get caught up in that thought pattern of like being unlucky and nothing ever goes right and making excuses. And I said, I don't want nothing to do with that shit. It happens all the time, bro. Coulda, shoulda, woulda syndrome, you know. When somebody catch that, man, that shit is nasty, man. That's when they stop working and they start dying. So they stop evolving. They be a victim for life. They play victim. They be a victim for the rest of their life, yo. It's sad. Good quotes. I'm responsible for this life, whether comedy or tragedy. I did it. On God, bro. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Do you have any other books and recommendations? A bit of a longer read, but you know Ray Dalio's Principles, I believe it's called. Yeah, Principles, right there, right behind me. That big pause. I was just gonna say it's a black book that is larger. You know, so I was gonna say that shit's about to come all crazy, but what are some ways to kick the negative thoughts of the past out? Here go the chat saying, LMAO, bro. Chill out, bro. Chill out, Perk. Really, you just gotta focus on what your next move is, bro. One thing about it, chat, I don't really spend too much time thinking about my future or my past, bro. And not at all. Not at all. I have to quickly ground myself and say, all right, what we about to do today? Like, how can I finish this day stronger? How can I start my day stronger? What am I about to do next? You know, I'm not really like going back or going like thinking too far ahead. Once you have a direction, right? Like I know for me, multi-millionaire, musical genius, content creator. Period. That direction is set in stone for me. I don't really have to think much about my future. I just gotta act it out. I just gotta play my part. I just gotta do my best. Right now, right here, whatever I'm doing actively, is I just gotta give my best effort one day at a time. Cause all I'm doing is just stacking each brick. One day at a time, stacking each brick. And lo and behold, the shit is just coming out of me. It's just manifesting. It just is what it is, bro. It just is what it is. The biggest thing I'll learn once I stop deflecting blame, I realize how much time I wasted trying to prove why it wasn't my fault. Exactly. You know how much time you waste complaining? Chat, I made this is a Patreon video, so I ain't going to say too much. But the video I wrote about poise, and what I described poise, the example I gave of poise is, if the downtown exploded in Philadelphia, right? If downtown exploded, the first thing everybody gonna do is turn on the news. And if we don't see the mayor, the president, or the governor of Pennsylvania on the news looking strong, proud, we have the situation under control, we're dealing with it, we have the first type of emergency. Like, if he ain't carrying it like that, why are you in a position of leadership? That's what people expect from leadership. Poise, confidence. And poise is just how you carry yourself at all times. So when you're very poised, you're almost like you have an elegance to you. Like people would describe a ballerina. A ballerina never looks sloppy. They always light on their toes, elegant, twist, and smooth. And you know, that's what we expect from leaders, and that's what you see when you have a strong person. And poise is very influential because
I'm 19, 6'4". All jokes aside, I just lost my virginity a few weeks ago, but I really don't feel like I want to go down trying to just fuck mad bitches just to do it. Road. Of course I want to fuck with bitches, but I feel like I want it to have more purpose.
Focus on your purpose, man. Let them bitches focus on you. Appreciate you, bro. I'm getting 40K on Insta, 50K on TikTok. So expressing my mindset. Damn. I learned a lot from you. Hey, man, no, that's a blessing, man. Shout out to your TikTok, bro. What the fuck is I just talking about, though? I literally lost my train of thought when you sent that voice message. We talking about poise, but I forget what started that chat. What comment I read? I know I was talking about poise, but I forgot what comment I read. You fuck with my Sego? Yeah, crazy story. That video is still on my channel, bro. My Sego DM'd me. And he was like, yo, I'm gonna be in Philly doing a show soon. I want you to come backstage. You know what I'm saying? I want to meet you. You know, I love your videos and stuff like that. That's not what he all said in the DM. I put the screenshots in the YouTube video, but shout out to Masego, bro. Shout out to Masego. I even got that video still up on my Instagram, bro. The past is history, the future is mystery, but today is a gift, so I call it the present, man. And at the end of the day, oh, people blaming, right? Oh, no, how much time you waste complaining. So what you really realize is, right? If something is going on, like if let's say right now, fucking Tiana Trump just walked in the room. Like, I don't have the time to say, oh my God, chat. Oh. I know as a leader and as a man, I deal with what's in front of me. I let go of all complaining. I let go of all worry, and I just deal with what's in front of me. This is an essential skill in being focused and having some sort of like flow in yourself. And that's why y'all always see me. Y'all say, yo, I'm calm. Like, anytime y'all see me flirt with a girl on an E-date, y'all never see me trip over myself. You'll never see me trip over my words. Because I have a very strong ability to just say, fuck it. Like, this, it is what it, like, fuck it. Whatever's happening is happening. And they call that equanimity, like a calmness to you, a calmness that you carry. And you really will, panicking and stressing yourself out is self-inflicted, bro. It really is. You're really doing extra work. Like, it's really the simplest thing in the world just to be like, you know what, whatever. I gotta do it. I gotta, whatever. I'm about to just handle it. Like, fuck it. It's right here. It's right here. How you develop that? You gotta remind yourself to take action at all times, bro. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. It's something you gotta repeat to yourself. I seen an interesting video on procrastinating, and it said, you know, that procrastinating is delaying a task. So the opposite of that is telling yourself, do it now, do it now, do it now. You really have to create a sense of urgency within yourself as a person. This is again, chat, this is self-inflicted. You're not really like, not a lot of people have this, especially, you know, the average person. So you really have to do this on your own, and you really have to take it in your own power to say, I'm going to create a sense of urgency in my days. I'm going to make my days important. I'm going to make my days count. And everything I do with my 24 hours moving forward is going to be important to me. It's self-inflicted. Otherwise, you'll casually fuck around and bullshit, and it won't mean anything to you because you didn't make it important. You know? Like, so it's literally self-inflicted. Like, you have to do this on your own. This is not just given. You don't just have it. You know what I mean? Now, ambitious people kind of just have it. Determined people kind of just have it. Driven people kind of just have it. But if you kind of in the space where you like, I don't know, man, like, you know, I'm good for 2 weeks, but then, you know, blah, blah, like you just in the middle of bullshitting. You gotta learn to start tricking your own mind, bro, by being honest with yourself. Like, I would straight up look myself dead in the eyes in the mirror and tell myself, you ain't gonna be shit if you ain't gonna do shit. And I can tell myself and genuinely mean it. So then, therefore, when I end the stream and I make sure I play the guitar for extra 2 hours, or, you know, I edit this video before I go to sleep or something, like, I do not lie to myself. I'm not creating an environment in my head where, like, I'm just bullshitting, or I'm like trying to make myself comfortable, or like allowing myself to get away with shit. You know what I mean? Perfection is the #1 cause of procrastination. We're always waiting for the perfect time. There's no time like now. And one thing about it, bro, there's two types of perfectionists. You know, there's the perfectionists that say, oh, you know, they're procrastinating, they can't have it their way. And then you got the perfectionists who can't stop working. I think the difference when I flip between the two is when I realized the only way to perfect it the way I want it is to do it. Like, it's not going to get done in my head. That's what I literally had to realize. Like, you cannot live in your head. When I realized I can't live through thoughts, like I have to live through experiences, that's when it like clicked with me to say, you know what? Fuck all this talking. All the overthinking, all the self-talk that just, you know, you kind of like, man, I need to get it together, and I'm either going to live through my experiences or I'm going to live through my thoughts. So I need to pick one. And I chose my experiences. So guess what? When the stream is done, I look back on you know, let's say Tuesday, and be like, oh, you know, I just finished a 4-hour stream, 5-hour stream. And that'll just be that. An experience, another experience. Simple as that, man. I'm in the same situation, locked in for 2 weeks and then just bullshit. Ask yourself what it is, man. Question, don't you need a balance to everything in life? What you think? A normal person would think that. And maybe these are some horrible examples because some of these people were overworked, right? But this is what I mean by you gotta make sure. Chat. I said one of the strongest things I realized in the last 2 years is I can't take advice from everybody. You damn near, you literally have to be in a position of life I want to be in, or I'm not really taking advice from you. Period. I don't even want to hear you talk about something and influence my opinion because I don't want your position in life. You know, it could be different. Let's say somebody gave me advice on a marriage, or then in that case, like let's say I make more than them financially, but they have a happy long-term marriage, then I would take advice in that situation. So I'm not trying to make it about money, but point being, you just asked that question like, oh, don't you need a balance to everything in life? No, because I can reference 3 people, right? Jimi Hendrix, Michael Jackson, or Prince, right? These are 3 people, right? Jimi Hendrix, word for word himself said, he was talking to his band member when he said this. He said, yo, we don't have regular hobbies. Like some people go bowling, they go to they go to the movies, they go skating and stuff like that. This is all we do. This is our life. This is our hobby. This is our job. This is our breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And he was talking about touring and creating music and playing guitar. He talking about having no hobbies. And we don't even need to talk about Michael Jackson's obsession or Prince's. They say he was a hyper creative. This dude would just like he could make a song every day, multiple songs a day, because it would just come to him. I say I had it because ambition and determination are 2 of my core values. Causes one of my procrastination. Get checked real quick. Because if I didn't take action and do it, the work is grits. I also started using the choice saying you gave us a while back. Either you will or you won't. Choose. Maybe isn't an option with being self-direct. Come on, man. On God, bro. I like it when the streams start like this, bro. It's just back and forth engaging on some real shit, bro. We talking about some real shit right now. We can get to the Reddit and do calls and stuff like that, but I always like when it's just chatting, bro. How do you think emotions can be determined from the value you place on things? 100%. Framing is everything. This is the delusional part. Framing is everything. I could go outside, get hit by a car. I've been hit by a car twice, by the way. This is funny, but it's not funny. Let's just say randomly, knock on wood. I go outside, 2 people, me and another person go outside right now. We both get hit by a car. I frame it as, God, I don't understand why I just got hit by this car, but everything happens for a reason. So I don't understand the plan, but everything happens for a reason. So I'm trusting, it's going to happen for a purpose. And then the next guy goes outside and gets hit by a car. And then he says, I'm the most unluckiest man on earth, man. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Nothing ever goes right with me, man. It's just, I was already having a bad week. And you know what's crazy? We both got hit by a car. Like, the same shit literally happened, but we frame it completely differently. We live in 2 different worlds. Everybody lives in their own world. So you need to literally fix your world in a way where your world suits you or benefits you. I live in a world that benefits me. I see shit and be like, oh, that's not a coincidence. That shit just happened for a reason. Or I'm low key like, I wouldn't say I'm like superstitious, like black cat in the alleyway superstitious. But I believe in signs, bro. I believe my dreams tell me messages. I believe that I don't think anything is random. Ever. Like I don't think anything is random ever. I believe everything is somewhat connected and happened for a reason in some way, shape, or form. All right, what's the Jimi Hendrix book you talk about? Ultimate Jimi Hendrix. It's a rare book, bro. This should cost me like $70, bro. You'll find it out when you start reading, chat. Some books don't be easy to get. Some books do not be easy. Yo, Maga D Ace with the big 50 fucking gifted. I gotta turn off the audio though because I know that little baby about to be talking for an hour straight if I leave it up. He gonna be talking for an hour straight. 50 fucking gifted is crazy. How do you plan your week, your day/week, and go about time management? For me, I've tried time blocking hour by hour, like I showed you that Google Calendar thing I had. I really evolved when it's come from procrastination and productivity. Maga D Ace with 175 total gifted fucking subs, bro. Listen, I appreciate you, man. Real shit, bro. Every dollar counts. Just so you know, I paid my mom's rent. I paid my grandmother's rent, my aunt's rent, my rent. I also pay my assistant, which puts him in the crib. So every dollar y'all spend, y'all see, I don't have no chain. Nick the Quick, I appreciate the 5 gifted. It's real shit, chat. I don't have no chain, but I just got my folks a 5-bedroom, crib. Like, I don't have no chain, no bust down watch, none of that shit, bro. I'm wearing a hoodie I had since high school. This is the high school, my graduation hoodie. This is all the names of people I graduated with. Bro, I do not, every time y'all give me some money, I take care of the people around me, bro. So, y'all just know where, y'all money going and what the support do. What time do you record your videos? I record it whenever. There's no perfect time to record them. I got videos on the YouTube channel. One of my biggest videos was recorded at 4 a.m. after a 7-hour stream. That David Boomie video, be mysterious, be masculine, and all that. That was recorded after a 7-hour stream, and that was 4 in the morning. You could look at my eyes and see I was tired, and that's my biggest video one of my biggest videos to this day. I think it might still be my top 10 or something.